My friend, did you hear that right now? We're experiencing what US Surgeon General has called the loneliness epidemic. The loneliness epidemic, meaning that almost half of us adults are experiencing loneliness at chronic levels. And I don't know about you, but what shocked me is how it profoundly affects like our physical body. That loneliness, the effect that it has on you, and how it like literally destroys us from the inside, is the equivalent of smoking 15 cigarettes a day. How crazy is that? It means that we long for connection. And yes, it's been made worse by COVID, but we want to experience it so much. It affects us in a profound way. Because we all ultimately, we want to be able to find ways to connect, to experience that sense of being heard, of being understood, of being in a place where someone is in your corner, someone who gets you, someone who wishes the best for you, someone where you can have back and forth and be there for each other in a way that makes sense for you. Having that friendship, that camaraderie, that sense of understanding, that sort of mutual love. That's what it's all about. Whether that's whatever level that you experience it, we need to have that. And you know that when it's missing. I know it really hit me the worst in my life when I was going through cancer. You know, it wasn't a fun experience. But one of the things that hurt me the most was when I came back home and I realized that through all of this time that I was going through treatment and operation and chemotherapy, that I had some close friends of mine, those who I thought were my friends for life, who went missing. They disappeared from my life, they were gone. And it's been a difficult journey for me to come to terms with it, I was angry, I didn't know what to do, I blamed myself, I thought like, is this something that's wrong with me? But also there was a sense of wanting to connect, as I believe we all should have that connection, even when it's gone. And I remember that I said to myself that this will never happen again if I can help it. And from now on, the people that I'm going to have in my life are the people that are going to be genuinely caring about me, about my life, about my values, about my family, who want to be there and support me. And of course, that means that I gotta give that in return. I want people who, are gonna be there and want to be there for me through dark times, but also through the good times, when good things happen, because that sometimes is just as hard, isn't it? Like being there for someone who's going through a difficult time. Sometimes it's even harder to be there for someone who's maybe experiencing success or maybe is going places. Don't you think? Sometimes it's weird, but sometimes it can work like that. And we want that connection. We need that connection. And I believe it's up to us to decide that we want it and to accept a level of what we want to be able to give to people around us, to give something incredible, to give true understanding, time, to give energy, to give just being there, being present, having a genuine interest in their life, but also expecting that in return. So if you might be in a place where you want to have a greater depth of connection with people around you, people you might already have in your life, or people you might be wanting to bring into your life. Because research tells us that, ideally we want to be able to have somewhere between 3 and 5 close friends, people who you feel close with. But also that having one person that you have a great, you just connect at a deep level, can make all the difference in the world. And I don't know what that means for you, but I want to ask you, who do you have in your life that you feel that you connect with? And also, do you feel like you want more? You want to bring maybe a greater depth of connection with people that you have? Or maybe you want to have more people in your life. I'm asking you to just consider this for a moment. Because oftentimes we go through life and we kind of fall into friendships. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think sometimes it's important to stop and just weigh up of what it means for you, what it means for your way of life. What is it that you're looking for? What is it that you expect from people? What is it you're willing to give in terms of your time, in terms of your energy? Or what is it that you realistically want from people around you? It's like a stock take, in a way. I know that was the case for me. And as I was telling you, at the time when I found myself wanting to have a greater depth of relationships and friendships in my life. And I decided that things have to change. And that's when I looked at my life and I thought, well, what is it that matters to me? Because when I looked back on some of those friendships that went away, I realized maybe it was, in some cases, we were growing a bit distant. And sometimes these folks, for whatever reason, we haven't really been present in each other's lives as much. Maybe we got busy and I didn't notice it. It just took something like cancer to kind of bring it to the surface. And I realized that some of the things that were not really there from what I wanted, they didn't display interest in, me in my career. For example, wanting to, write books and wanting to do podcasts and coaching, right? They weren't really interested in that part. And I realized that I wanted to have people that I connect with that are genuinely, they want to know about me. They want to know about my passions. They want to know about what drives me. They want to be there. They want to have an interest in my family. I want them to have respect for my time, to be able to acknowledge and be grateful for times that we spend together, and just some things that I never even spoke out loud or considered before. That sometimes you can just sometimes assume or you want to make happen, but it is so vital, my friend, to bring those things out, bring them out to the surface, and consider what is it that you want, what is it that is important for you, and these become the criteria. I know it sounds almost like mechanical or distant or almost like or even angry or disengaged. But the reality is, I think it's so vital to bring those things to the surface and realize what is important for you. What is that you really care about? Maybe you want to see someone interested in specific areas of your life. Maybe you want to see some kind of particular support or understanding about your journey or where you're at or where you want to be going. What does that mean for you? What would you really look for in people? I think that's so important, both with people that you already have and with people that you do want to meet into your life or bring into your life. As well as with people who are already part of our lives, sometimes it's worth, you know, just being direct with them. And so I'm saying, this is what's important to me. I'd love to tell you more about that. Because I'm really looking for your understanding and support around that. Sometimes saying something like this out loud makes people realize maybe things that perhaps they haven't realized about you, because, we all get used to each other and sometimes we just miss certain things, and we want to be, and it's cool to be reminded about that, or bringing up things that you may or may not be happy about. And sometimes it's cool to say, listen, I wish that you spend more time just having an interest in my family or asking how we're doing. I think saying that is incredibly powerful. And the person who truly cares about you will understand that it's coming from the place of wanting to maintain that friendship and keep it going and keep it strong. That's what it's all about. Keeping that togetherness is all about making an effort and making a consistent effort to understand each other, to be there for each other in a way that makes sense today. Because we all change and we all got to be there for each other moving forward. And that connection, that spark, we all got to keep it going, don't we? Otherwise, like, if we just leave things on their own, it's like a plant. If you just leave it out there on its own, it might wither away and die over time. We got to be able to water it. We got to be able to create the right conditions for it to blossom, And the same is kind of true as well for meeting new people, for making friends. It's so weird, right? Because we go through life and it almost feels weird talking about it, because oftentimes we go through life and we don't even think about it. Like, we just kind of make friends because we end up in different situations and you're going to meet people and you're going to connect. And it almost feels awkward, right? To talk about wanting to make friends or thinking how that might work for you, or it almost feels weird, like admitting that you want to make friends, as if there's some kind of a problem, as if there's something that's wrong with you, right? But if you ever feel in this way, I want to let you know, my friend, that there is absolutely nothing in the world that's wrong with you. We all experience sometimes loneliness or disconnection. We all want to experience a greater depth of understanding, of relationships, of being there for each other. That sense of camaraderie and trust and belief in each other that comes with building it out. And we know that even from all the research that we know around friendship and relationships, we know that sometimes people kind of come in and out of your life. It's a natural path. So wanting to be proactive and understanding, what does it mean for you? What are the relationships that you care about the most? And how you can keep it going? How can you prevent them from, going away or just falling out of touch if it's really important to you? And also meeting new people and making friends. What does it mean for you? What are the criteria that you're looking for? For example, if it's important for you to talk about your dreams, then share your dreams early on. That's what I started doing with people that I started to meet. I started to talk about my ambitions. I started talking about, writing a book. I started talking about doing my show. I started talking about, all the work that I'm doing in speaking and coaching. And I would see, like, is this person interested? If I make something that's just make time for them, or make them a small gift or some kind of a gesture, are they appreciative? And it would be almost like a checklist. I would think about, like, did this person appreciate what I've done for them? It doesn't have to be some grand thing. They don't have to, like, write me a thank you letter or whatever. But did I feel like they were grateful? Did I have a special moment with them? Or after catching up with the person, I would think, Did I have a good time? Was it fun? Was it interesting? Did we enjoy each other's company? Those things that we sometimes don't really think about. I believe they're so important because when they become top of mind, when they become something that we look for to give and we expect to have them in return, I believe that that can make all the difference in the world. My friend, my name is Joe Bakhmutsky. I'm the founder of Power to Be Happy and also the author of this book, Finding Hope in Times of Uncertainty, a guide to thriving in this challenging world of today. I urge you to check out this book, but also to keep friendships in your life. Keep them strong and look out to make friends. If this is what you feel is right for you today, if you make one friend, I'm not saying they have to become your absolute closest, but if you have one friend, one person, if you add one person into your life, that you feel like they get you, that you, when you spend time with them and you kind of go home or whatever, you feel that sense of being understood, like that sense of being refreshed because you just felt heard, you just felt something in common with someone. How much is that worth to you, to your way of life? Isn't it vital? I think we all can bring more of that into our lives. I think we all struggle with it sometimes. And that's why we all deserve to have more connection and greater strength of relationships with people who truly get you and what you're about. Because you're an incredible person with so much to give. And you, my friend, you have this power. You have this power to be happy, to seek greater clarity in everything that you do, to show up at your best every single day so that you can prove to yourself, no one else, that you're enough. And to hold on to hope. That no matter how crazy this world might be, that things can and do change for the better. Thank you for being here, my friend. If you want to find out more about me and what I do and how I can support you in your journey forward, please visit powertobehappy.com. That's powertobehappy.com. Look after yourself.